Mads, you feel like getting a video and some takeaway tonight?
How about we forget the videos and make our own entertainment?
Anyway, that's the brief, so if you just work that out. Wilson's still out on that dispatch.
Yeah, he should be back by now, though. I'll check out where he is. Mount Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 208. Jack, what's your ETA back here?
About 20 minutes away, Maggie. I'm out in the old Ridge Road. I'll be there, yeah, pretty soon. Just going to take a bit of a wander around. Okay.
The scenic route? What does he think he's doing?
Bloody hell! Bloody hell. I've been run off the road.
Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm on his tail.
Okay, Mount Thomas Station back on channel.
Any excuse to stay out of the office for an extra 10 minutes.
Mount Thomas 208 to VKC. Request the usuals on a Gold, Holden, Rego, Oscar Tango, Quebec, 650.
Comes up to a Darren Dawson of 45 Bathsheba Street, Mount Thomas.
When did he get out of jail?
I don't know, but should I warn Jack that he might be a bit of trouble?
Yeah, good idea.
Darren wouldn't be too fond of
Mount
coppers
Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 208. Mount Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 208, please respond.
Dash and Ben are out that way. Get them to go over as backup. God knows what Dawson's capable of.
Mount Thomas Station to Mount Thomas 209.
What's all this about, eh?
Mate, you're driving like a maniac. You drove me off the road back there.
And?
I observed you exceeding the speed limit. Do you have any justified reason for doing this?
This is crap.
Just give us your full name and address, please.
You know who I am. You've been on that bloody radio, haven't you? What'd you get, Hashem? What'd he say? Hassle out
No,
next
mate,
con.
just give us your full name and address. I'd like to see your licence, please.
Well, you can bugger off. I left it at home. You just want to have a look in here, see if I've got anything you can book me for,
Mate,
right?
just calm down, please.
Drugs? Sawn-off shotgun? Do you want to see me?
Don't move! Don't move!
Hey, oh, no, I'll show you, mate.
Show us your hand!
No, let me show you. I'll make
Show
you
us your
dumb.
hand!
No, I'll show you.
Jack, you all right?
Dawson, on your feet. Get up, mate. Get up.
It's lucky you're here. This bastard just took a shot at me. Tried to kill me.
Come on, mate.
What sort of police force do you think you're running here, Croydon? This idiot pulls me over for nothing,
All right,
then
Darren,
tries to shoot me.
Take it easy.
You take it easy down on the ground with a gun almost blowing your head
That
off.
wouldn't have happened if you hadn't said you had a shotgun,
I
mate.
said nothing. He's a lying dog. This is just victimisation.
Mr. Dawson through to the interview room, please, senior.
I want coffee.
And make him a cup of coffee. You'd better come into my office. You too, thanks, Doyle. Right, I've spoken to Inspector Falcon Price and ESD have been informed. I'm afraid there's going to have to be a full investigation.
What's going to happen?
Well, that'll depend on the circumstances, but I won't lie to you. It could be very serious. All right. So tell me, what happened after Dawson ran you off the road?
I went after him. I pulled him over. I explained why, and then I asked to see his licence. And then he started telling me how he had a shotgun under his seat. I told him not to move, and he kept going. And I saw a flash of metal, and I thought it was a gun.
Get Stuart in here, will you? So how did you come to discharge your weapon?
I was backing away and ordering him not to move and to show me his hands, and I don't know, I must have slipped on something. The gun went off before I knew what was happening.
Stuart, you and McKinley searched the car?
Yes, boss.
Find any firearms there?
Afraid not, boss. There was a shifter under the driver's seat, but that was it. There were no guns.
He gave me the impression he had a gun.
Darren's record certainly supports that theory.
Yes, I suppose so.
We did find this in an envelope in his glove box. There's $400 in there.
All right, I'd like a word with the acting sergeant. Lawson, you can go and finish that brief you started this morning. You can go to Stuart. Radio McKinley and tell her to stay with the car until Falcon Price gets here.
Yes, boss.
Well, boss, we all know what Darren's like. It would have been a really difficult situation for
Yes,
him.
I know. Well, let's have a word with him and see if we can sort things out.
He's a lying bastard. I didn't do anything. He just shot at me. I wasn't even out of my car
So
yet.
you didn't threaten Constable Lawson at any stage? Tell him you had a gun underneath...
crap.
Reach under the seat in a threatening manner?
No.
Well, you can't deny that you haven't been involved with guns before, though, Darren, can you?
Well, this is a bit of payback for last time. Nice.
I can assure you that isn't the case, Mr. Dawson.
You guys would never do that, would you?
This was found in the glove box of your car. Would you like to tell us where it came from? There's $400 there.
There was 600 there before. That bastard tries to kill me, then he makes off with some of me cash.
Darren, you've been involved in an armed robbery before. Where did this money come from?
It's mine.
Oh, you want to tell us the truth? Where did it come from?
This is great. I got $400, so I must have
Just
stolen it. You'd
answer-
never carry $400, would you?
Answer the question, Darren. Where did it come
I
from?
won it at the TAB. You happy? But it was 600. Quick draw on there must have knocked off the rest. Why don't you go check his pockets?
Not good news, I'm afraid. Dawson's making some very serious allegations against you.
Like what?
That you discharged your weapon without provocation and that you stole $200 from the envelope in his glove box.
I never even found that envelope.
That's true, boss. I found it when Dash and I were searching his car.
I didn't say I believed him, but the matter will have to be investigated.
I haven't done anything wrong, boss.
You may not have meant to.
What do we do without you? All right, thank you. We'll send someone down. Bye-bye. There's some kids mucking around in the supermarket car park. It sounds like they're graffiti enthusiasts. Jack, do you want to take that?
You sure you want me to?
Well, I'm sure that you can handle it. And Ben, you keep them company?
Yeah, Jack, come on, let's have a look at what the local taggers are up to. Yeah, come on.
Not just a pretty face, are you, doily?
Cops!
Hang on, guys. I only want to talk to you. Got him, Jack?
Yeah, I got this guy.
Hey! Guys, give us a break. It's too early in the day for this. You let's run faster than that, buddy! Come on, mate.
Get us, you pig! Show me your pig! Stupid pig, why are you going to pull somebody else?
What are you up to, mate? China?
Ah! You hurt my arm, you stupid
Stop
pig.
struggling. Hey, Constable, mate, maybe you should just let him go, eh? All right, matey, what's your name?
Mickey Mouse.
All right, Mr. Mouse, what do you know about that red graffiti over there?
It's nothing to do with me.
Are you sure?
Hey, geez! Hey, mate, take it easy. What's this on your hands, mate? Hey? What we got here?
Do you want to change your statement there, Mickey?
All right, Sunshine, come with us.
Now, I want my complaint heard, not brushed under the rug.
I can assure you we're treating the matter very seriously, Mr. Dawson, now, if you wouldn't mind.
Am I supposed to get back to the bitch?
I presume you're talking about your car.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid that's going to be required on scene until it's been examined.
What? That's crap.
It's standard procedure, I'm afraid.
I demand a loan car.
This isn't a car dealership, Mr. Dawson.
Then compensation.
Do you want this complaint investigated or don't you?
So how am I supposed to get home?
We will organise you a taxi and you can wait for it outside.
Oh, hello, shooter.
Who's this?
This is Mickey Mouse.
Oh, one of our friends from the supermarket.
Yeah,
no
found
doubt.
this in his backpack.
Yeah, I wonder who put it there in the first place. Don't let him push you around, mate. Especially him.
You out. I know you, don't I?
Do you?
What's your name, son?
I've already told you.
No, your real name.
Okay. Saddam Hussein.
Where do you live?
Baghdad.
No, that'd be right. Do you know why you've been brought here?
Look, you can't question me. I'm a juvenile.
Oh, yes, you're right. Your parents should be here, but if you don't tell us who you are, how can we contact them?
Your problem.
Not really. Now, we can get a social worker or we can just wait. It's up to you.
Jack, try not to worry about it too much because with Dawson's record as it stands, he's already on pretty shaky ground.
Yeah, but it's still his word against mine.
Yeah, well, hopefully the ballistics report will support what you're saying. Look, Jack, you've only been in the job a short time. They're going to take that into account. I mean, we've all made mistakes. It's just part of
No,
the
it
job.
wasn't a mistake. He was deliberately pushing me, making me think he had a gun.
And you sure you didn't overreact just a little bit?
I thought he had a gun. If I had shot him, it would have been because he was asking
Okay,
for
you
it.
want to try and take it easy and you just wait and see what Inspector Falcon Price and ESD have to say about it, okay?
I want to see my son,
I'm sorry, you are...
Maria Bell. I want to see him immediately. I walk in and overhear two of your officers chatting about shooting someone.
I can assure you that had nothing to do with your son.
No, but it was someone's son. The young officer was actually pleased with himself, said the fellow was asking for it.
I think you might have misunderstood what he was saying.
I know what I heard. What sort of outfit are you running here?
Mrs. Bell, we wish to interview your son about an incident of vandalism.
Vandalism? That's why you dragged him down here. Probably threatened him
Mrs.
and
Bell,
God knows
we didn't
what else.
drag your son
Luckily,
anywhere.
his friends told me what was happening,
What are their names?
so you can intimidate them as well. Forget it.
Listen, Dylan was found with an aerosol can of paint, which we suspected he was using to spray graffiti. He wouldn't tell us his name, so he was brought down here to try and sort things out.
Sort things out? Oh, look, there's a group of kids hanging out, must be breaking the law. Let's give them a hard time.
Mrs. Bell, this red can fell out of his backpack. He's got red paint on his hands and red graffiti, so we brought him down here for some questions.
What were you doing down there, Dylan?
It was a demonstration. I mean, do you know how many millions of dollars that multinational companies take in profit from the Australian economy?
I'm sure you can tell me, but I'm afraid that isn't the point.
No, of course not.
Mrs. Bell.
He was obviously involved in a legitimate protest.
However you choose to see it, it is still criminal damage.
It was for a just cause.
Looked more like straightforward vandalism to me.
No charges?
For now, but we'll be continuing our inquiries.
Continuing your harassment, you mean?
Here it is, my bloody licence. Satisfied? How's it going, mate? Just tell them where to get off?
You better.
All right. They were hassling him out when they brought him in.
Is that right?
And they shoot at me, then force me to bring my licence in like I've done something
that
wrong.
will be enough.
No, I think it's important I hear this.
Yeah, they don't want you to, though. Look at them. Someone needs to show them they can't go around heavying innocent people.
Yeah, and I didn't even do anything wrong. They dragged me here.
Oh, don't shoot me!
Dawson,
Please, someone take me. You've already tried to kill me once.
everybody shut up!
Would somebody like to tell me exactly what's going on here? Dawson's made some very serious allegations about one of your members.
Which have yet to be proven, sir. Dawson is a convicted felon with a history of violence and firearms.
All the more reason for your probationary constable to have exercised extreme caution.
And do what? Nothing? We didn't have time to warn him, and Dawson goaded him into believing that he had a gun. If he'd had one, we could have possibly ended up with a dead probationary constable out there on the highway.
Your constable is not dead, and there is apparently no sign of a gun.
Come in.
Oh, boss, excuse me. I just thought you'd like to know that Darren Dawson's finally gone home. Mrs. Bell's been calmed down as much as possible and she's taken Dylan home.
Oh, nice to see someone has control of the situation. Let's go and examine the car and get Lawson's side of the story.
Let Lawson know, would you please, Doyle?
And it might be a good idea if you came with us too, Doyle.
Of course.
Your acting sergeant's people skills seem a bit more user-friendly than your own.
So when I asked him to see his licence, he started reaching under the seat for a pile of rags or something.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, well, he asked me if I wanted to see his shotgun, a sawn-off shotty. And I told him not to move, but he kept reaching under the seat.
Had you drawn your weapon at that point?
No, sir. But then I heard him say he'd make my day, and I saw a flash of metal, and that's when I had my weapon out.
And where was your finger on the gun?
Sir?
On the guard, on the trigger, where?
I'm not sure, sir. Oh, I was stepping backwards like this.
So you were moving backwards?
Yes.
He reached under the seat?
Yeah.
And then you saw the flash of metal?
Yes.
And you were standing about here?
Yes.
How could you see a flash of metal under the seat from here?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? But you're certain you saw it?
I think so.
You think so? A moment ago you were adamant.
No, I know I saw the flash of metal. I'm just not sure if it was from here. I mean, I was...
Or maybe from where?
Maybe from here. I was stepping backwards and I slipped on it.
And when did you search his glove box?
Didn't search his glove box. Can't believe all those bloody questions. I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know where my finger was in the gun and where? And if I thought I was going to get shot.
Oh, Jack, they go over things. They go over them point by point.
You mean because they don't believe me?
See you soon. Thanks very much. It's just unfortunately not that black and white. Maggie? Yep. Coldberg and Pearson Street and Mrs. Lily Hodder. Oh, okay. Ben, do you mind taking that? Dash has been out all morning.
Anything to please.
Huh.
Okay, Mrs. Hodder, so as far as you can tell, the only thing they've taken is the TV and the video, is that right?
Oh, Lily, please.
Okay.
Yes, and they were nearly brand new, you know.
Right.
My son bought those for me.
Oh, it's a good thing you went to visit him last night instead of being here when they came, isn't
Well,
it?
I only got back this morning and I didn't notice anything at first, that anything was missing, you see, because I didn't go into the lounge room. I went straight down into the kitchen so that I could have a cup of tea.
Right, and that's when you noticed that the window was smashed, is it?
No, I didn't know, because I have trouble with my eyes.
Oh,
and it was
that's no
only
good.
when I trod on the broken glass that I knew.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this window, shall we?
For clues, do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I did what the young lady said. I didn't touch anything.
Good on you, Lily. Right, yeah, he smashed the window and forced the lock. Transport leading right up to the door by the look of it.
Really?
Yeah. You can have a look down here. There's tyre marks.
Oh, dear.
And engine oil. And then I remembered that Darren Dawson's car's also got an oil leak, so it could be his car.
Yeah, but look, Darren's not the only car with an oil leak in Mount Thomas.
No, but Lily Hodder said that she saw a big gold car driving past her place a few times yesterday when she was doing the gardening before she went to see her son.
Did you see who was driving it?
No, she's a bit short-sighted, but she knew it was gold and she said it was rattling along like an old bomb, so that fits.
Yeah, I know. Well, Darren is totally sus, I know, but he's not the only crim in town. How'd you go for Prince?
No, he must have been wearing gloves, so it's obviously someone who knows what they're doing.
Then for no reason at all, he sticks his gun in my face and tells me to get out of the car.
Constable Lawson claims you abused him and made repeated threats.
He was the one doing the abusing, called me every dirty name under the sun.
Could you be more specific?
What's the point? You're just going to take his word for it and the piglet will be let off the hook.
Well, we're just
as
trying
per
to get
bloody
to the truth,
usual.
Mr. Dawson.
I'm telling you the truth.
Constable Lawson says you were reaching under the seat for a sawn-off shotgun that was concealed in your vehicle.
Yeah, and did you find a sawn-off shotgun? No, you didn't. The only thing you found was my money, part of which is missing. So you're going to believe the thief who tried to kill me or the victim?
Right, Mr. Dawson. Thank you for your cooperation.
Sir, before Mr. Dawson leaves, I'd like to speak to him in relation to a burglary this morning.
What evidence do you have to indicate that he's involved?
A car matching his was seen driving past the victim's house repeatedly, and there's also physical evidence at the crime scene which leads me to believe that he could be the offender.
It might be better to get something more concrete before you interview him, Senior Constable, in view of the circumstances. You can go, Mr. Dawson.
So what's going to happen to him?
Constable Lawson will be interviewed and a decision on the matter will be reached from there. We'll let you know when that's happened.
So you're not going to do anything about it, are you? And Golden Boy is probably going to get some kind of medal.
I said that's enough.
Oh, well. So it's true what they say, isn't it?
What's true?
Just what I've been hearing down the Gazette. A bit of trouble at the cop shop. Relations between you wallopers and some of the locals a bit strained.
Who's been telling you that?
I've got all the evidence I need right here. I think these pictures tell about 1,000 words. Look, young Mr. Bell here claims that these injuries were sustained during his arrest with this young constable.
What?
That's right. They bashed this kid up. I was here when they brought him in.
For God's sake, Senior Sergeant, why didn't you tell me about this earlier?
When Dylan was put through the attendance register, there were no apparent injuries, and he said he was happy with his treatment.
Yes, well, now he's claiming he was assaulted by this same member who was involved in a shooting incident today.
There were 2 members present, and I conducted the interview with Dylan Bell myself.
That's not good enough. Senior Constable Stewart, you were present when Bell was apprehended?
That's right.
What happened?
I'm afraid I didn't actually see what happened, sir. I was busy chasing a couple of kids from the scene, and Lawson spoke with Bell himself.
Jack, is there anything you could have done that might have caused those injuries to the boy?
No, boss, absolutely not. When I grabbed him, he'd managed to get under a car, and it's possible he sustained those injuries while he was fighting against me. But nothing I did caused those bruises.
All right, you two can go for the moment. Well, Lawson obviously has no idea about interacting with the public.
That's not fair, sir.
No? In the space of one day, he's behind 2 major incidents. The press are all over it, and we're losing
Timms
credibility.
is on a fishing expedition. He has virtually nothing to go on.
A discharged firearm, alleged theft, and photos of bruising. What more would you like him to have?
Some hard evidence and a reliable witness, perhaps?
Well, let's hope he finds neither.
Yep.
There's Tim's left.
Yes, sir, he left with Darren Dawson and Dylan Bell.
That's all we need. Look, good work this morning. I just thought I'd like to tell you it's nice to see someone using a bit of their initiative around here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right.
OK, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks very much for that, Charlie. Yeah. Right, no luck with any of the second-hand dealers on Lily Hodder stuff.
It's got to be around here someplace. Just have to work out where.
How'd you get the TAB?
Yeah, I got on to Greta. She does know Darren Dawson, but the guy's full of crap. He didn't get lucky there. He was there 2 days ago. He blew all his dough, and he said he was skint.
Oh, well, none of my informants can help me either.
Yeah, well, if we can't get some goods on Dawson, Jack is stuffed.
Where's Lawson?
He's out the front washing Inspector Falcon Price's car.
Inspector Falcon Price wasn't too impressed with your handling of Dawson.
I hardly touched him.
Look, you're going to have to learn not to let people like Dawson rile you. It gives them the upper hand. Well, I know it's difficult, but if you're going to survive in the job, it's an essential skill.
Falcon Price wants to get rid of me, doesn't he?
He wants you suspected. Now, hopefully I'll be able to convince him otherwise, but ultimately it'll all depend on ESD.
If I can prove Darren's involved in this burg, the inspector's going to have to believe
Just
me, won't he?
stay right away from Dawson, all right? Don't give him anything else to complain about, otherwise I won't be able to defend
boss...
him. No, Constable, I mean it.
Yes, boss.
Wait, having a drink downstairs. You coming or what?
No. I've got an early start tomorrow. Thanks anyway.
Yeah, well, would you mind if I come in? You can't stop thinking about it, eh?
You could have killed a man.
Yeah, but you didn't. In a high-pressure situation like that, that's what counts. Take it from me.
Yeah, I heard about that shooting.
Yeah, it was pretty crappy. Yeah, pretty serious domestic. Some woman comes running at me with a machete and, well, I thought she was going to kill me, so I just acted out of instinct, you know, self-preservation. I fired off 3 rounds and I killed her. And afterwards, I kept thinking if there was any other way, if there's anything else I could have done. But, Jack, you see, these are split-second decisions. I mean, you don't have time to analyse your options. You act now. Defend yourself later.
So what happened?
Well, the court found it justifiable, and I thought it was too. I guess the hardest thing was, though, that this little girl had lost her mother because of what I did. So some days you have your doubts.
Yeah, but if you hadn't shot her...
Mate, I wouldn't be here, would I? I wouldn't be talking to you. Jack, as coppers, we go to work every day, right? And we plan on coming home. You just got to stay alert. Enough of this nonsense. Let's have a beer.
He walks into the sperm.
No, I heard that. Don't tell that one, PJ.
He robs the sperm bank. You never tell her
I'm
right.
going home.
It's not funny. Hey, Maggie.
Yep.
What's Falcon Price still doing here? I thought he was going back to St David's.
I asked Chris about that. He's booked in for a couple of days. But, Jack,
Well...
just don't worry about it, all right?
Hey, we were talking about Falcon Price, I reckon, and there's a promotion for Margaret Doyle. Just
Oh, do you just have a beer, Ben?
Barney Thompson. Thanks, man.
Barney who?
He's a second-hand dealer.
That's right. Now, he's a bit of a sus character, don't you reckon?
Yeah, so?
I checked the map. Now, the road where Jack pulled over Darren Dawson is the back road to Widgery. I suspect that's where we'll find Lily Hotter's stuff.
Well, let's go get it. What are we doing?
No point doing it tonight, mate. There's too much crap there. We'll do it first thing in the morning.
Hello, is anyone home?
Ew.
Hey, Jack, what are you doing here?
matey?
Not due for another hour.
Just thought I'd get an early start. How'd you guys go at Barney's?
It was a total waste of police resources. I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
you'd need an army and 6 months to search that place properly.
He denies knowing anything about it, but he's probably just sitting on the stuff for a few weeks till we forget about it.
Well, what about a warrant?
Well, knowing Barney would have gotten rid of the stuff before a magistrate gives us one.
I'll be back in a tick. Is that cool?
Anything I can help you with, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, I just moved out of home and I'm looking for a few things to set up the house with, you know, fridge, wardrobe, that
Mate,
type
you're
of
in
thing.
luck. I can give you whatever you need. You want a tractor?
No, mate, I've got a horse already.
How are you fixed for a TV and video?
Oh, I probably couldn't afford one.
Oh, mate, I might be able to do your deal. Look, I've got a couple in, top of the range, nobody's seen them yet. How does 600 sound for a package deal?
Yeah, sounds great. I have to see him first.
Here they are, little beauties. Now, as you can see, it's top of the range. You've got all the knobs and whistles. You've got your start,
Yeah, it looks
your play,
great.
your pause, your eject. It's got everything you need.
Where'd you get it?
Why do you want to know?
I'm Constable Jack Lawson from Mount Thomas Police Station. I have reason to believe that this is stolen property.
Well, the warrant's organised for what it's worth.
You can forget the warrant, mate. Look at this.
Sorry it took so long. Mrs. Hotter's TV and video are in the car. Acting Sergeant, could you look after Mr Thompson, please?
Come through, please, Mr.
On you,
Thompson.
Lawson, but you might want to get back into your giggle suit, eh?
You see what Tim's has been saying about it? What's he doing here?
Oh, handling, boss. Jack found Mrs. Hodder's stolen property in his premises this morning.
Did he?
It's a good result, eh?
Well, it's going to need to be to get him out of this.
Oh, you've got to be joking.
Oh, this is charming.
I'm telling you, this is a setup.
Well, Constable Lawson has never met you before in his entire life, set you up.
I don't know. Bent cops don't have to have a reason. Look, I've never even seen that stuff before. You were in there this morning. You didn't see it, did you?
We didn't see 90% of your junk, Barney. We didn't have a warrant.
I don't buy stolen goods. All the people I get stuff from are legit. You guys are just trying to cover your asses. That stuff was already in that cop's car when he dragged me out of my shop.
I thought I told you to stay right away from all this.
You said stay away from Darren, boss. I didn't go anywhere near him.
Oh, very clever, Lawson. Because of this, that second-hand dealer is now claiming you planted the merchandise in his shop.
It's a complete lie.
What did they teach you at the academy? You were on your own, and once again, it is your word against somebody else's.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to make up for that business yesterday.
Yes, I know. And you got a result. Unfortunately, it's not quite as good as we might have hoped for.
Sign here, thanks, Barney. Now, we're going to be bailing you, mate, but you'll be facing handling charges. I'm also going to apply to take away your second-hand licence.
Well, I told you before.
Yes, I know. It's all a set-up, but, my friend, you will have your day in court.
This is harassment.
Speak the devil's just
Other
walked in,
one,
Larry.
Senior Sergeant. Are we looking at class action here?
Thanks, Barney.
Thanks, mate.
Have you seen this?
It's a beat-up, sir.
Excuse me, sir. That was St. David's on the phone. There's some kind of admin problem.
I'll take it in there.
Oh, that's it. I'm Cactus.
Jack, it's not over till it's over. Take it from someone who knows.
We need to prove Darren's involved in that burg.
Agreed, but I don't know whether Barney's going to give up, Darren.
Hey, guess what? What? That was Larry Hewitt on the phone from St. David's. He says Falcon Price and his wife have split up.
Hey, that's why he's been sticking around town so long. Better watch out, Maggie. He's hot for you.
He's just happy with the way that I'm doing my job. Speaking of which, Ben, do you want to go with Jack over to Lily Hodder's place and tell her we've recovered her stolen items? I'm sure she's going to be very happy about that.
I would love to. There you go. Come on, Jack.
You'll keep.
Hello, Lily.
Oh, I didn't know you were coming.
Oh, sorry to startle you. This is Constable Lawson.
Hello, Mrs. Hodder.
And we've got some good news for you. We found your TV and your video, but because they're evidence, we're going to have to hang on to them for a couple of days. You get them back just as soon as it's possible.
Oh, that's wonderful. How did you find them?
Well, some very resourceful detective work from Constable Lawson.
Oh, I can't thank you enough. I don't know how I could have replaced them. My son gave them to me, you see.
No worries. No, I was just doing my job, Mrs. Hodder.
Aren't you the young policeman the Gazette was talking about this morning?
Yeah, that's right, but none of that's true.
Oh, I don't believe any of that. I can remember when it used to be a really decent publication.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Lily, while we're here, we're just going to have another look at where the burglar left his car.
Oh, I thought you'd finished last time.
Oh, well, we just want to check those tyre marks again, that's all.
But you took all those photos. Surely that was enough.
We might have missed something, you never know. So, where's it gone?
I thought you'd finished. Well, I wanted it to be nice and tidy again. It is my garden, after all.
That's all right, Lily.
I don't know, maybe she's just house proud.
No, she was definitely scared. I think that somebody's hassling her, and they made her clean up the evidence.
So you think that's most likely to be Darren?
Well, you got someone better for me?
No, he's a top choice, but we can't pin all our hopes on him.
Fair enough.
Falcon Price puts in a special order for lunch. He goes out, he could have picked it up himself. It's still here. His car's gone.
No, it was there 10 minutes ago when I came in.
I don't think I've started hallucinating. Neither have I. He's still there.
No. Well, who wants to tell him?
Okay, look for it.
Thanks.
Come in.
Excuse me, Inspector.
Yes, Tom.
Was your car parked out the front, sir?
Was? Is. Why?
Well, actually, it's not.
What?
It's not there anymore, sir. Your car.
I cannot believe that someone would have the audacity to steal my police car from in front of your police station.
Hopefully they won't have got too far, sir.
Well, looks like Darren's got his loan car.
What if we're totally wrong and Darren's got nothing to do with this burg?
We're not wrong, mate.
VK Cinnamon Thomas 208. Yours is a fire on Green Street. No further details this stage.
Anyone inside, Vic?
Oh, mate, but I think we found your boss's car.
I had nothing to do with what happened to your car.
Prove it.
I know what's happening. I lay charges on a copper, the Brotherhood closes ranks, gives me a hard time till I drop off. Well, no such luck, fella.
I'll ask you one more time, Mr. Dawson. Where were you today between 1 and 3 p.m?
And I'm telling you one more time, I had nothing to do with torching your car.
Yeah, but you like burning things, don't you, Darren? Now, you remember that Molotov cocktail?
Once.
Yeah, well, one is more than most people.
Put yourself in the clear. Tell us where you were.
All right, I was at home.
Any witnesses?
No, I was alone. After being in jail, I like the peace and quiet.
That's pretty convenient, Darren.
It's pretty convenient for quick draw. Takes the heat off him a bit, doesn't it? Fit me up for this, the inspector is not going to believe a word I have to say.
Even if it is Darren Dawson, we still have to prove it.
We could always go for a warrant and search the house for evidence of arson, propellants, that sort of thing.
Excellent idea, Acting Sergeant Doyle. I'll get moving on it straight away.
Come through. Sir,
Yes.
haven't been able to find out anything about your car, but I think these two other graffiti sprayers who got away yesterday,
My old friends. Where'd you find them?
they were tagging an alleyway off Penhope Road.
We had nothing to do with the supermarkets. That was Dylan.
Do you want me to pick him up?
Off you go.
Thank you.
Senior Constable Stewart, Constable Lawson, continue interviewing possible witnesses. And keep an eye on him. Had enough accusations of harassment for one day.
Boss, I really want to go see Mrs. Hodder. I think she's being stood over. It could be Darren Dawson.
All right, but for God's sake, don't be all day about it. He's going to want results from the door knock.
Yeah, fair enough.
Excellent idea, Sergeant Doyle. I'll get onto it right away.
Give it a rest, will
Oh,
ya?
well, when have you ever heard Rusty Falcon Price act like a human being?
He was just...
Go on, yeah.
He was paying me a compliment about my work, and as a matter of fact, it was very nice of him.
Well, you must have really impressed him, man.
Cut it out being stupid.
Well, he's recently split up from his wife. He's hanging around Mount Thomas longer than usual.
He is here investigating Jack, remember?
Paying you compliments. He's up to something.
We do understand that you're reluctant to talk to us, Lily, but we really need your help. At the moment, you're the only witness that we've got.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I don't know any more than I told you yesterday.
Has Darren threatened you in any way, Mrs. Hodder? Has he told you not to talk to us? I think I know how you feel. I could lose my job because of the lies Darren's been telling. He's a bully and a coward, and people like him don't change unless someone stands up to him. I want to be one of those people, but I'm going to need your help.
He came here yesterday and he said that if I told you anything about the robbery, that he'd come back and get me. And he knows I live alone. Oh, I'm so frightened.
It's okay, it's all right. Look after you, it's all right.
How'd your search go?
Nothing, I'm afraid, sir.
I don't think that Darren's our culprit.
Well, he could have got rid of the evidence before we pulled him in.
I demand to know why my son is being subjected to this police harassment. It's
Mrs.
not bad
Bell,
enough
as
you've
I've
already
explained to
victimised
you, we
him
need
once.
to interview Dylan in regard to new evidence.
Now, what seems to be the problem, Mrs. Bell?
Your stormtrooper here demanding Dylan comes back in here for pointless questioning.
I can assure you it isn't pointless.
Maggie, how'd you hurt your hand, Dylan?
You don't have to tell them anything.
No, he doesn't. But if he's got nothing to hide, Mrs. Bell, why wouldn't he? So how did you hurt your hand?
Blowing up his car.
Dylan!
Oh, I knew it was his. Saw it at the front earlier. You know, and I bet it made you all sit up and take notice. Huh? Yeah, I bet it did.
Is that what you wanted, Dylan? To be noticed?
Look, what I wanted was to show you pigs up what you really are.
There are going to be some very serious repercussions from this young man. I hope you realise that. You're lucky someone hasn't died as a result of your actions.
All right, Dylan, you come with me, please.
It still doesn't change the fact that one of your officers beat him up. We'll be making that point very strongly.
Mrs. Bell, your son has lied to us on both occasions that he's been brought in here. He's done that to try and avoid being charged.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Mr. Dawson, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it.
I just want to know what's going to happen about me being shot at. When's that murdering son of a bitch going to be charged?
Thanks for your cooperation, Mr. Dawson. I'll be in touch in due course.
Darren, I'd like a small chat before you go. It's about a little burglary you did.
Senior Constable Stewart, I hope this has some basis.
Mrs. Hodder has kindly agreed to make a full statement. Darren here has been making some very nasty threats.
Another setup? I don't even know the old bag.
You leave it alone, mate. Get in the interview room.
Go on, lady.
Yeah, come on.
I'll do you too, you smoke bastard.
That's a very angry young man out there.
You could say that, yes. He's also the person your son's been trying to emulate.
Violent men aren't just born, Senior Sergeant. They're created by the system.
That may well be. But Darren Dawson robbed and then threatened that old lady. Is that how you want Dylan to be?
He'd never hurt anyone. He's nothing like that.
He could very easily have hurt someone when he blew up that car, whether he meant to or not.
I've tried to bring Dylan up with a social conscience. Is that wrong? I'm not a bad mother.
No, I know that, Maria. Perhaps he just feels a bit unimportant compared to the other things.
Can I take him home now?
Acting Sergeant Doyle shouldn't need him for much longer.
Thanks.
And you'll be notified of your court date.
Don't worry. He'll be there.
Along with most of the local media, no doubt.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, Doyle. Mrs. Bell's had a very sobering experience.
Yeah, this is a ballistic report for the inspector. Thank you very much. Sir, it's ballistics report.
Thank you, Maggie.
Do you mind if I say something?
No, go ahead.
It's about Constable Lawson.
Yes.
I think since he's been here, he's been very reliable, and if he's given the opportunity, he's going to be a very good policeman. I also think that what happened to him yesterday could have or could happen to any of us.
Is that all?
Yes, it is.
I'll keep it in mind. Tell Lawson I'll see him now.
He's ready for you, Jack. The inspector is a lot of things, but stupid isn't one of them.
Thanks, I'll keep it in mind.
You better not keep the man waiting.
You shouldn't have put yourself in this position, Constable. If you shot Dawson, you could have killed an unarmed man.
But, sir, Yes, sir.
There's some question about whether you were entitled to draw your weapon in the first place. You certainly shouldn't have allowed it to discharge.
It was an accident, sir.
Well, that's your word against Dawson's, isn't it? Now, even though this ballistics report is consistent with a bullet having been fired from the ground, it doesn't prove that you were falling backwards.
I was, sir.
As I said, that's your word against his. Now, listen, I don't know you. You could be a liar and a bully. You could be totally corrupt. That's what you've been accused of. In the absence of hard evidence, I've allowed my decision to be influenced by people I've come to respect. People who think very highly of you. You have some loyal colleagues here, Lawson. Don't let them down.
I won't, sir. Does that mean I'm off the hook?
No, it doesn't. You're still on probation. But you have got a job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, what happens to that horrible young man now?
He's been charged with burglary, and he'll go before the magistrate tomorrow. With your statement and his previous record, I'd say he'll be remanded. So you don't have to worry anymore, Lily.
Oh, I'm not. Jack's explained everything to me. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to stand up for myself.
Well, Constable Lawson's to be commended for that.
He's such a nice young man. You must be very proud to have him in your force.
Oh, we are, Mrs. Hodder. Very proud indeed.
Darren Dawson deserves everything he gets. Good on Lily Hodder for speaking, isn't
I
it?
couldn't agree more, Chris Tarr. Oh,
Maggie,
sir,
great results all round today. I think we can all be very proud.
especially for Constable Lawson.
Yes, well, time will tell, I suppose. Am I too late for dinner?
I'll see if I can rustle up something.
Thank you. Would you care to join me?
For dinner?
Why not?
Well,
Well, actually, there's been something I've been wanting to discuss with you, and now would be a good opportunity.
something to discuss with me? Sure.
Come on, Maggie, you must know I've had my eye on you for some time.
No, and...
What?
That's, sorry, sir, a very big mistake.
I beg your pardon.
I understand that you're going through a separation, and it's obviously a very difficult time, sir, but you and me is wrong.
You and me? I can assure you, Acting Sergeant, I would never dream of compromising you or myself in such a manner. Merely wanted to discuss your professional future in the force.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
In view of the circumstances, I think we should leave that to some later date, don't you?
So, how does it feel to be a normal copper again, Jack?
Just don't send me out on any more routine dispatches unless you can guarantee that they're going to be routine.
Well, if things were routine, it'd be pretty boring. Boring I can live with. It's the newspaper headlines I can live with. That. No more newspaper headlines.
No, well, I thought you were very photogenic, Jack.
You're kidding. He's got a good head for radio.
It's got a head like a robber's dog.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
Insult to robber's dogs.
Exactly.
Hey!
You were right.
Hey, come on.
The inspector. He does want to have dinner with me, and guess what? I am. In his room.
Hey, whose shout is it? I don't reckon it'd have to be Lawson.
Lawson's.
I think it might be Lawson. Double vodka and a fluffy duck. Shelf for everybody.
Yeah, no, I just want an orange juice.
As a matter of fact, no, just a pot with the good.